Hi friends, this is Catherine and welcome to this edition of Manifesting SOS. Today I'm going to be answering a question from Kanye, thank you Kanye, who asks, why can't it be easier? Why can't manifesting be easier? And so that's what I'm going to do. I've already shuffled and I've drawn 3 cards for us. Cannot wait to see what the cards have to say for themselves, because why can't it be easier? But in the meantime, I have to tell you that I was setting up for the reading, getting everything ready, and I heard my neighbor calling my name, and she brought me these bananas. Now, I was not trying to manifest bananas today. I didn't put it in my mind at all. It was not on my intentions. But she remembered that I love the itty bitty bananas. First of all, I love them because they're the cutest darn things I've ever seen. And secondly, they're sweet and really delicious. So it just makes me laugh when Uni, that's what I call the universe, Uni, shows up with a silly manifestation like bananas when I maybe need 3 other things, or I'm hoping that something will happen, that seems to be not happening. But in the meantime, I get these fresh fruit delivered to me. Okay, so I wasn't planning to talk about that, but I couldn't resist. So let's jump right in here and get to the cards. So what is it that the universe wants us to know when it comes to why can't it be easier? All right, so I drew an animal card first, and it says it's the personal choice. Oh my gosh, I've never picked this one yet in a reading. This is fun. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? So when you do close your eyes, imagine yourself in an environment where there may be several different kinds of animals, like a pet store, or a circus, or a zoo, or some kind of park, or a category of animals, and let yourself pick one. And then when you do make your choice, we're going to look at what strengths are they known for, what wisdom do they share, and then to embrace those qualities. Such an interesting card because it doesn't give an answer. Why can't it be easier? And it gives a choice. And how ironic. And please, Kanye, I hope you'll keep watching till the end, because, I forgot to say I'm going to give advice, of course. I always do. But let's see what the second card is, what the angels have to say. And it says, love life. The basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So very interesting. What does that mean? What does it mean? Some of you who are watching this are going to be thinking it's a boyfriend coming, or a girlfriend coming, or a partner coming. But I have a feeling that the universe has something else in mind for us. And then our third card, renewal. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. Okay, what is it that we are supposed to come away with these 3 cards? Well, the first thing that I know to be true in absolutely every reading that's coming out for me personally, when I do cards for myself or get readings done, it's to be more playful, to have more play in our lives. And so what do we pick here? First of all, personal choice. It demands that you use your imagination. And I know that the power of having a more fulfilled life lies completely within your use of your imagination. So the universe could not be any more clear that the call to why isn't it easier is because we're using the wrong part of our mind. We're using our intellect. We're trying to boss our brain around with our intellect. And really, it's in the imagination where all the magic is. That's where you feel like, if you think about the last food that you ate right now, the bananas, for example. Let's just take those bananas. Thank you, universe, for bringing an object lesson. But if you think about you might hate bananas. I mean, for you to imagine a banana, first of all, it probably wouldn't be this small. See how cute it is? But if you all just close your eyes for a quick second, can you remember what the banana looked like? Well, it's your imagination that's doing that for you, okay? So this is a call for us to get committed. If your manifesting life is not easy enough, did you see the little bunny just rocked backwards? The bunny is a symbol of fertility and also then success. There's a bunny on the Empress card, so I just think it's interesting that that happened to happen. Anyway, but the personal choice to use our imaginations. And so many of the people that hear this reading will just not do the action. They won't take the time to imagine their own animal. But those of you who do listen and follow through on the advice, I will guarantee you, you will see results in your manifesting. Okay, somebody might bring you a bowl of raspberries or strawberries. You didn't even think they were coming. Okay, the second one is love life. The basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. Okay, what in the world does that have to do with anything? In a way, it could be that you're going to meet someone that's going to take care of all your worries for the rest of your life. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, come on, right? We're all grown-ups here. But the reality is that it's very connected to the first message about playfulness. When you look at this card, these are two little children. These are fairies, right? These are little children. They're playing outside in nature. And I want to tell you, if you're wondering what's so hard about manifesting, it's because, again, we're trying to do it as adults. We're trying to intellectualize. I mean, how many books have you read, right? How many law of attraction teachers have you looked at? How many readings have you popped into, and then you'll go pop into another one? And none of it seems to bear fruit. So I believe that when it comes to romantic life, two things. Number one, you have to do the work of heartbreak. There's a place inside of you that's sad and discouraged about life and manifesting. And many tools will help you with that. Tapping is one. It's what I do. We do a reading, and then the reading always shows the blocks, and then we can do tapping, and we can actually melt a block right, on the phone together. It's not that hard. But part of it is the willingness to look back at your romantic life and see where any heartbreaks might have been, especially when it comes to money, because a lot of times we have been hurt by our partners with money in the past. That was true for me. I had to have a lot of healing in the area around my divorce because the finances were not fair. Neither of us thought that the finances were fair, but I had to do my own work about it. And then I look over here at this renewal card, and just the idea of reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. It's the same thing. It's the follow through of getting rid of anything that could be landed in our imagination that isn't to our benefit. Most of the painful experiences of your past and the things that really broke your heart are still alive, they could be alive still in your imagination. A lot of people over 50 say, well, I don't have an imagination. And I think to myself, well, that's their opinion. But the fact is, if I have an imagination and I'm just a human being, that means that you have one too. And can you be using it more? The universe, every single day, the cards I draw are have more fun, use your imagination. So yesterday, I colored outside in the garden a page in my tarot coloring book. It was really fun. And today I'm doing this reading, which is so fun for me. And I'm grateful to Kanye for asking this question. So what I would say the answer is, why isn't it easier, is because we have one of our inner senses that is part of our intuitive system, our imagination, is simply not activated, or if it is, it's so quiet that we can't draw a lot of strength from it. So that is why it's hard, because it's not meant to be done with your thinking part of your brain, with your intelligence. Yes, affirmations are good, and doing intellectual things can be helpful to educate yourself, but when it comes right down to it, the joy and the fear and the anger and the strong emotions are all like flashes in our imagination, and it either entertains us or terrifies us. So by the time you get to 50, and those of you who are listening, aren't I a good shuffler here? By the time you get to 50 and you've had so many disappointments, some of you will be sad that I didn't pick an animal for personal choice. You're like, well, I want her to pick an animal for me, right? But here's your magic. Okay, so I want to draw a clarity card for each of these, then I'm going to give you your advice. And just see, I'm just too curious if Uni has something else for us here. So let me just put these cards into a fan, and let's pick for the personal choice. Wouldn't it be fun if there's an animal on here? And the personal choice, we have 2 of Pentacles, the choice card. Now that just cracks me up. I mean, it cracks me up, okay? So it has to do with the Pentacles, which of course everybody thinks about money, but it also has to do with our material goods and our home and the things that we can touch and feel. The embodiment of things is like the Pentacles. And there's no answer here. And behind him, the ships are up and they're down, and the sea is very wild. And he's got this, but look, if you look at the look on his face, though, just look at that look. He's not troubled. Oopsie. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's not troubled. He can see perfectly, I guess, that he's in balance. So I would say that what we're wanting to do here is we're definitely wanting to keep balanced, all right? Which means, again, look at your work life balance, and if your work now is even looking for a job because you don't have one, or you're single and you don't want to be, the fact is that what we're wanting from you is to adopt a playful attitude and work at your imagination in whatever way you can, okay? And the second one, when it comes to this love life, dealing with your past loves, and also, taking time to fall in love with your own self, make yourself your own soulmate here for a minute, and really learn what it is that you want going forward. If your manifesting is slow, it might be because you're just not certain about what it is that you want. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. I don't even know how to speak. Happily ever after card, right? It's got all of and there's an animal in there on the grandfather's lap, but it just shows it's that happy family card. And what is that? I can't tell what kind of animal. Oh, it is a dog, I think. But the point is, though, this is a card of wish fulfillment, and coming from the 2 of Pentacles, making that decision, using your imagination, being able to deal with your past and get yourself squared away so that you're not afraid of disappointment in the future. It's a perfect card for this. And then let's pull one for our renewal. And the renewal is Knight of Swords. Okay, the Knight of Swords is, look at the sharpness of the sword. Look at how he is. Let me just show you up close here for a second. Just so enthusiastic and so sure. It's like a solid offer coming your way. And I think with the Knight of Swords, we know, of course, that the swords is the suit of your thoughts and your mind. And so what a nice exclamation point on top of this message. Once we can embrace our imagination and really address our own love disappointments, because love and money are connected. The disappointments in your career can be as paralyzing as a breakup in the real, in your love life. And then the idea of renewal and being able to turn over your past, open up your arms, and accept your future with a new way of thinking. Can it be easier, Kanye? Yes, absolutely. But taking some action steps will make it happen more quickly. So action step number 1, do the work. Pick an animal out of the blue. Pick an animal that just comes to your imagination. Sometimes if you close your eyes and remember back to a place where you maybe had a vacation, or you have a pleasant scene in your mind, and sit quietly as you pull it up into your mind, and an animal might come right out and greet you. Then Google that animal. What's the spiritual meaning of the animal? And it's like doing your own reading. Secondly, be sure to use, I'm going to put a link into the stream. I call it thecomplaintcure.com, thecomplaintcure.com. And when you go there and just teach yourself, follow the directions, but teach yourself to let go of some of the most hurtful experiences around what makes it hard to manifest. What have you been waiting for a long time? When you type it out, or you can talk to text, that's right, and then just practice the art of letting go and detaching. That will help for sure. And then in the renewal, what I suggest is this. I suggest that you write yourself a letter, truly, and forgive yourself. Dear, put your name in there, and just forgive that part of yourself that has been a little nervous about engaging your imagination. Whatever on the inside has been controlling you, allow yourself to release that so that you can step into your imagination a little bit more clearly. Okay, that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much, Kanye, for asking. And if anybody else listening, if you have a question, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll make a recording with you in mind. Go forth and prosper, everyone. Onward and upward.